Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Yours truly, Daily Dose creator Mark Avens here, episode 137, I think. I might just stop counting. Let's just say it's inevitable every day, 8 a.m. I'm a little late this morning. My apologies. I was actually doing some writing. I do some writing in the morning, and I just got into what I was doing, and actually made me really inspired about this topic today, about midlife, like midlife crisis. And I know maybe it's a phrase you haven't heard about. Maybe you're just dealing with the crisis of right now. Maybe you're in the midlife, and life right now in the middle of the year is at crisis mode. And I wanted to touch base just more so about just midlife. And I like to think of it as halftime, right? Maybe you're at the halftime show. For me being 47, I don't know, God willing, if I have another 47 years left, that midway point. They say what midlife is between 35 and 55. I don't know exactly what that may be for you. Maybe you've already gone through the midlife crisis. Maybe you've already bought that fancy sports car or did something crazy that you only do in midlife. And I wanted to touch base with that today and inspire you and encourage you. That's truly what the Daily Dose is about. You see, when this whole lockdown and everything in this world kind of got turned upside down, I realized that there was two ways to go into it. 2 ways 5 months ago, right after spring break, when my family and I were coming back from Colorado. We had an amazing spring break vacation. It was like first time ever in Colorado. It was an amazing trip, and it had like a bittersweet ending because we came back and everything got shut down. And I know it's probably the same for you as far as just not knowing 5 months ago that we'd be here 5 months later. I'll be quiet about that. 5 months later. And maybe you're in a crisis mode, right? And maybe you're also in this kind of period of midlife crisis. So if you can resonate with this message is for you. If things are awesome in your life, things are going fantastic, and you have everything lined up, and you're in the best shape of your life, and none of this has affected you, you can move on. This message isn't for you. But if you've watched any of my daily doses, and if you've been encouraged at all, and you're wanting to come on more, all I ask in return is that you share this with somebody else. I get encouraged by those of you. Call it your dopamine hits when you get your likes and your loves and your hearts. And I appreciate you when you come on here and you take the time. I know I like to talk, so if you like to listen, then we're a match made in heaven. And for now, I want to share with you about this kind of midlife crisis. I work with. Honestly, I'm at that, not really crisis mode. I honestly haven't been in a crisis mode in a while. I was when I had a gym that was struggling, and I have family problems and life issues, right? We all go through this. There'll be troubles of many kinds. It's biblical. You can go and read it. There will be troubles, just so you know. Even if you don't have troubles now, there will be there. And it's how you respond to them, right? And react. And I think one of the things as a 47-year-old looking into midlife, let's just call it midlife, although I don't feel midlife, I haven't really had that crisis mode, and I'm very grateful that I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. And I definitely have to say that my faith has carried me through the past 5 months. It hasn't been easy, and it's been a struggle, but I have a great support system. I have an amazing wife and family who are all supportive as well. And just so you know, that's a huge component to it. But I want to talk about midlife crisis. What happens? What I see a lot of times with people, specifically with regards to their health at about 40s, 50s, and particularly the students that I work with on a regular day-to-day basis and connect with, even though it's not necessarily, face-to-face, it's maybe screen-to-screen, or it's through messaging, and it's in my Lean Body Breakthrough program, what I put together specifically designed for people kind of going through that midlife crisis mode. They're in their 40s and 50s, and they're maybe struggling to get their health back in order. They let themselves go over the years. Maybe they've taken care of their family members. They've taken care of everybody else's needs. And now is the time. Now it's like midlife. Now I got to take care of myself, because I'm realizing that dieting isn't like it used to be when I was in my 20s and 30s. Exercising isn't like it used to be in my 20s and 30s. I can't drink the kind of wine and not put weight on like I was able to do in my 30s. I can't eat the kind of food that I was able to eat back in my 20s and 30s. Now that I'm in my 40s, 50s, it's just harder. I have things in my bodies that are achy. I have things that are removed from my body now. I have things that are changing. I have the gravity is having its effect on me. The wrinkles are showing up. The aches and pains are showing up, and I'm in crisis mode, right? Does that sound familiar? If it sounds familiar, this message is 100% for you. So how to get through that crisis? How to get through that midlife crisis? Well, of course, you can buy, And don't get me wrong, I've thought of like some fun things to do, like, hey, I'm not getting any younger, I better start doing some things now. Well, one of the things that I've been pursuing, and maybe you haven't been pursuing this, is obviously being the coach, the health and fitness coach. I've been pursuing just that because I have to be an advocate, right? I have to practice what I preach. And I would say is the one thing that I don't really stress about or feel like I'm going through a bit of a crisis mode is with my health and my fitness. And I know for a lot of you, maybe this is you who are going through that. Maybe you've done a lot of other things and you've lined yourself up and your family's taken care of, but you kind of slacked off for the last maybe 5, 10, maybe even more years. And now there's an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds on your body. And you're like at crisis mode because what you're realizing is that you've done the quick fixes. You've done all those fad diets, so to speak. You've tried all of the new improved boot camps and gyms and training centers and like all those things. You bought all the home equipment. You have a home gym and it's all collecting dust, or maybe it's all in a box in storage. You have all of your ellipticals and your treadmills and your weights and your kettlebells and your ropes and all those locked in storage, collecting dust. And you should just honestly close that door. It may be time to close the door, right? And here you are sitting in your 40s and you're saying, okay, well, what do I do now? Or maybe you're in your 50s and you're a little bit older than me and in that crisis mode right now, and you're realizing, oh crap. You're saying to yourself, oh crap. Like, not only am I having to deal with the crisis of like what's going on in this world, I'm having to deal with the crisis of my crappy health because I haven't done a damn thing. And you know what? Gosh, I thought my health would take care of me like it did for the past. I mean, my health kind of took care of itself in my 20s. I kind of didn't really need to work out much, and I stayed pretty thin. I fit in those skinny jeans. I was able to fit in that bathing suit. My metabolism was in a great spot in my even early 30s. Heck, even having babies in my like later 20s and 30s, men and women, I'm talking to like women, you have the babies, but men, you put just as much weight on a lot of the times during pregnancy. So I'm speaking to both of you. And you know what? It was pretty easy to lose that weight after. I know we lived through it. We got teenagers now, but I know for the most part, we worked out hard. We exercised pretty good. We ate fairly healthy, but we still enjoy the indulgence. It's harder now. I'm going to tell you as a coach, there's no like exception to the rule because I'm a coach doesn't make it easier. It's still challenging, right? I say this all the time. I smell a piece of pizza and put on 5 pounds. That wasn't the case when I could usually throw down an entire pizza in my 20s, back in the college days, right? And drink. Well, I did get in trouble there and definitely overindulged. And right now, if you're sitting here listening to this and you're saying, yeah, I'm kind of at that point. I'm in that 40s. I'm at sort of pre-life crisis mode. Well, how to get through it? Well, I can say one of the things that will help is, of course, being the health and fitness coach, is to start taking better damn care of yourself. And you're like, I know, Mark, I know you're preaching to the choir. I know how to eat. I know I need to eat healthier. I know I need to not probably drink as much through the week and on the weekends. I know I need to do more than just the exercise routine I've been doing for the past 5 years. I've just been doing it to do it. I've been just going to the gym to kind of go through the motions because then I can say that I did it and check it off the list. But I'm not really getting anywhere. I'm not really progressing. I'm not really getting in better shape. In fact, I kind of notice it's getting harder. Like I'm still struggling. I'm working out just as much, but my body is not. It's getting worse. I'm gaining weight, and I'm even not eating as much. But I still I don't really know how much I should be eating. I don't know how to eat. I don't know what my body needs. The aches and pains, I don't know what to do for that. I don't know really about my sleep habits, how much sleep I need, all those things. There's lots of questions, right? So going through this, that could easily turn into crisis mode, especially if you go to your doctor's visit and you have your annual checkup and they're saying, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, sorry, you're pre-diabetic now. You've had this 40 pounds on 50 pounds, and now, unfortunately, you're pre-diabetic. And you know what? Your cholesterol is high, and guess what? Your heart is kind of off. It's a little off track. We're going to have to do some more testing, and I'm going to need to put you on this medicine. And guess what? The aches and pains, you got a bit of arthritis, and you know what? That extra weight you've been carrying around for years is now putting a number on your joints, and you know what? Your back is all jacked up because you've been sitting at that desk for the past 20 years with an extra 30, 40 pounds on your body. And unfortunately, that's been doing a number on your back. And guess what? Now you have a herniated disc, or you have that stenosis. And guess what? I'm sorry, Mr. Smith, but you're gonna have to have that surgery. I mean, either that, or you're gonna have to just be on pain medicine, or you can just stock up on scotch and just drown the pain in alcohol if you want to do that. Or, you can go try the CBDs and, medical marijuana, whatever, all those things, right? There's all those other options. Those are the things that you have in front of you. I wouldn't say 100%, but a good percentage. And you could be doing yourself a service right now by saying, okay, before I get in that crisis mode, or maybe you're in that crisis mode and you're saying to yourself, oh crap, I need to do something quick. Well, you have a couple options, right? The way I see it, and I want to encourage you, and just as a fitness coach who works with moms and dads, who helps get them on a healthier path, who they invest in a coach, they invest in themselves, they take the initiative to say, oh no, not me, that ain't gonna happen. I've seen it happen to my family and my parents, and I've seen it to happen to my neighbor, and I've seen him have those health issues. I see him on all those medications, and all those medications make him feel crappy, and he doesn't have any energy, and he can't even do the fun things with his family. And now, I see that, and I don't want that. Well, that's a good way to look at it. But here's your options. You can try to guess and figure it out on your own, right? A lot of people do that. A lot of people guess, and they guess their whole life. They practice dieting their entire life, and the reason why they're dieting their entire life is because they're trying it on their own, and they have a little success and they fail, and they have a little success and they fail. Does that sound familiar? If it does, keep listening, because that's one option. Okay, you can keep doing that. That's cool, and chances are, if that's what you're doing and you love doing that, if you love succeeding and failing on weight loss diets, quick fixes, if you have tried Weight Watchers 20 times, if you've been on keto 16 times, if you've done the cookie diets and you've done the Atkins, if you've done the Whole30s 10 times, and you enjoy doing that kind of merry-go-round deal, by all means, that's an option. You also have the choice to do nothing. The other choice is just to do nothing and just say, you know what, God willing. Here's the thing, Christians, this message is a bit for you. Well, I know God loves me just the way I am. Absolutely 100%. The Lord loves you. You are created in his image. No matter what, no matter the weight you are on the scale, no matter how healthy, unhealthy, you are made in his image, and you're created on purpose with a purpose. And he's going to love you no matter what you look like or feel or those things. That's a fact, right? But I also see people use that as an excuse. Well, God loves me. I can just be overweight and unhealthy and unfit and not take care of myself. And I would say that's just another excuse. I'm sorry to say, my fellow Christian friends out there, that is definitely a bit of an excuse. Because here's the deal. If you are a believer, if you're a follower of Jesus and you're pursuing God's best, if you're saying, I'm in pursuit of what God has and his path for me and his plan for my life, do you not think that he wants you to be in a healthy path so that you can carry out all the things that he has for your life? 100%. That's part of my mission, is to help not just Christians, but my fellow Christians as well, to help them to not just follow the pursuit that God has for their life, but to do it in the best physical possible way they can. Because if I can help you add 5-10 years on your life, just think of the things that you can do for the Lord, and the plan can last a little longer. Now, we don't know how long that plan is for, right? None of us know when our days are done and when God decides to take us to heaven with him. So outside of that, why not be your absolute physically strongest and best to make sure that you're able to do everything to the best of your ability? Okay, so that's the other option, but you can do that on your own. And then, of course, the third option is to get help. Now, what do most people do with most things in life when they struggle? Let's just say you struggle with relationships. Maybe you invest in a relationship person. Maybe you and your spouse are kind of struggling. Maybe this coronavirus lockdown caused your marriage to go kind of topsy-turvy, and you realize, man, we need some counseling. Well, you got to invest in a counselor, right? You got to actually probably pay good money to have somebody who's an expert who can help you, because it's worth it to you, right? There's an investment to be made. You're either spending money or investing it. And if your relationship, which I hope, if you're married, that your relationship matters, and that they require that you invest in that relationship. I don't know what it looks like for you, let's just say that you have a car that drives you to work. I'm looking at my cars in the driveway. I'm looking at the one we've had for 6 years, and I'm looking at the car that my son drives that we've had for 18 years. And I would say, you know why that car actually still is with us? Not to say that we don't want to have car payments, but also we've taken good care of that vehicle. Why did we take care of that vehicle? Now, I'm going to show you. Look at this. I'm going to show you. So there's the Jeep is in the driveway and the Xterra. That thing we've had since 2002. Now, why is that car in good shape and taken care of? Well, we've taken good care, but we've invested in taking the things. Well, why is it important to take care of your car? Well, it's to protect you, right? When you drive, you want it to protect you, right? You want to make sure the brakes work good and the airbags are working and the oil change and there's gas in the engine and the blinkers work and the brake lights work, and when it's dark, if the lights are on and that's working, so that you don't jeopardize your health or the health of your loved ones. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this? So what do you do now? Unless you're a car expert, what do? You take the car to get fixed, you get the car to get serviced. You spend, I don't know how much we spent on it, probably not a ton because we don't drive it a lot, but I would say is we had to invest in taking good care of our car. Here's the crazy thing is a car is replaceable, right? If the car breaks down and it doesn't last you 18 years, you can just get a new one. So here's the thing, why is it so hard to realize that maybe through your crisis mode right now, instead of relying on medications and surgeries and doctor's visits and just guessing and wondering if you're going to stay healthy, or wondering if you're not going to, the weight's not going to cause you to need to go on medication because of the poor choices you've made. Why is it so hard to think about making a true investment in yourself like maybe do for a car? I've heard it many times. Mark, I can't afford a coach, but I can afford that brand new car. Well, of course they don't tell me that. I can't afford coaching. I can't afford to invest in my health that's going to give me longevity, and it's going to allow me to put miles, and it's going to make sure that I'm able to have a safe life, so that there's safety for my family, not concern for my health. Like, how does that not resonate? If this is resonating, the reason why I say that, being in this midlife crisis, is because this is kind of like the turning point for a lot of people. As your kids start to get older, right, they start to need less of you, so to speak, except for maybe money or drive until they're actually driving. But my kids are driving. I know a lot of people in their 40s and 50s, their kids are getting a little older, they're out of the house, and you're thinking, okay, well, now I got this extra time, maybe I should start taking care of myself. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll allow the healthcare system to take care of me. I'll allow my doctor to take care of me. I'll allow my surgeon to take care of me. I'll allow the booze to take care of me. I'll allow the food to fill the void, and I'll just kind of do that route. Okay, that's one method. And then the other option for midlife crisis is to find a solution. Find a solution either on your own, right? Try like the car to fix your car yourself, so to speak, or go to the expert. Have an expert in your corner. You see, I live and breathe this. Now, number one, first and foremost, my faith is a center, and what I live and breathe for is God's path for my life. But I also know that he wants me to be healthy. And I also know that in those two things, and he wants me to be healthy for my ability to do the best that I can as a coach, to be the best husband I can, to be the best dad that I possibly can. I screw it up. I'm not perfect. There's no perfect. I'm far from perfect. But I will say is that in addition to those things, and to be available and to live a healthy, full life to the best of my ability, is to bring more people with me. You see, as a coach, now I tell people all the time, they get on a call, how it works. If you say, you know what, Mark, I need that help, and maybe you're the guy that I need to get the help from, is, well, okay, well, how much does it cost? What is it? I can't tell you how much it costs, so I know if you're a good fit, because not everybody's a good fit. In fact, a lot of people aren't a good fit because they're not serious enough. They're not serious enough about realizing that maybe 47 years, there's a whole nother 47 years left in your life, and it's probably the most important investment you can make over any kind of car, over any kind of vacation or house or job. Now, hey, a job is important, obviously, right? You got to make money and pay your bills. But how good is that job if you're out sick, or you lose your job because you're unhealthy and not fit enough to do that job? Or, those types of things come into play. And I just wanted to bring this out as we go through midlife crisis. I was talking to my wife about a motorcycle. I grew up with three-wheelers and four-wheelers, and I was just teasing and talking about, I was like, 'cause my dad has a motorcycle. He doesn't even drive it. And we were talking about it. I was like, man, it would be fun. Although I'm kind of afraid just where I live here in this location. But there is something to be said about just having grown up on three-wheelers and four-wheelers, and just, it was fun. I loved it. And maybe there's a little bit of that crisis mode in me thinking about a motorcycle now. And you're like, oh, and you may be a motorcycle lover. And again, but here's the thing is I have to realize that even if that was the case, I have to do what I need to learn how to get to ride a motorcycle, to make sure if I get one that it's safe, the safest I can, be careful when I do that. There's lots of factors that go involved, and who knows, that being a possibility. But my main point back to this kind of midlife crisis mode is thinking, if you're at that point, what's important? What's the most important thing right now for you? Is it worrying about what's on the news and the things that you can't change in the world? Maybe investing. Well, I need to make sure, that I have my portfolio and my stock, my money is all, taken care of. But we all know right now, jobs are not secure for the most part. We all know that our healths are not secure with this virus going on. We don't know what's to come with any of this stuff, right? So I know for sure, I know 100% people that start to take better care and start to invest in themselves by investing in their personal health, whether it be with me as a coach or just investing in yourself, to actually taking yourself and your health at a high priority is going to be your best move through the midlife crisis. From 47, I just say 47 because that's where I'm at, from 47 to 57 to 67, I'm going to go to the grave. You're going to be seeing me doing lives. Who knows what it'll be 10, 20 years from now, and talking about now that I'll be 57, 67, at 67 with grandchildren. And, I'm just future casting this. Think about this. God willing, we have grandchildren one day. I talk with people that are grandparents, and I'll say, and they come to me because they want to get healthier. And it's harder. It's going to be harder 20 years to get on a healthy path. It doesn't mean it's impossible. But I do know for a fact, for me, thinking about next season when the kids move out of the house and they get their own lives and their careers and all that, and then there's the next generation coming up, I want to be ready for them. Like, I want to have a full, I don't know what that looks like, but I sure as hell I'm going to invest now in myself so that down the road, God willing, I'm here and I'm around and present, is that I can truly be present and not just be kind of like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I can't get down on the ground with the grandchildren. I can't watch them. I got to go to the doctor's office again today because, I got to get this done, and I got to have that surgery, and I got to go to the physical therapist 3 times a week, and I'm out of shape and I can't move, and I'm out of breath, so I can't walk with them, can't play with them. That is no way to live. If that's what you're looking for, totally message is not for you. But if you're looking to say, hey, I want the next, I've lived 47 years, or let's say midlife, this past 40 years, and I really haven't taken good care of myself. But I know for a fact, Mark, that this midlife crisis is a wake-up call for me, and I want to take better measures moving forward. I want to get the help that I need. I want to invest in myself and my health. Well, that may be a conversation you and I need to have. And if so, I'm going to put the link down below after. I know some of you message, but I'm going to put the link down below, and really, I make it super simple. We'll do a little fitness audit, so to speak. I'll send you the link. I'll put it down in the comments. You click on the link. You answer a couple questions. You get on my calendar. We hop on a call. We talk for 10 minutes, maybe a little longer than 10 minutes, but about a 10-minute call. Typically, I'll know within the first 5 or 10 minutes if you'd be a good fit to work with. And even if you're not, I'll help point you in the right direction so that you can get the help you need. If I happen to be the right help for you, then we can talk about it. You can ask me questions about my coaching program. Here's the reality. If you're going to go get your car fixed, you want to go get it fixed by somebody that hasn't been doing it more than a week? Or would you like to go to the expert mechanic, if you will, somebody with 25 years under his belt? I think the obvious answer is you want the expert. If you're going to have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, or you're going to need brain surgery, are you going to want to go to the surgeon who has only done 3 surgeries in their life? Or are you going to go to the surgeon who has successfully completed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of surgeries and has had great results and great success on that? I think you know the obvious answer, right? But of course, chances are the the best surgeon, right? The best car mechanic, if you will, the best person for that. It's not going to be the cheapest. So do keep that in mind, because I'm not the cheapest out there. In fact, you're going to make a significant investment, but I'm going to guarantee that return on your investment if you're given the chance to work with me. So anyway, take care, have a blessed day, and I hope if you're going through a midlife crisis, it's not so much of a crisis, right? There's already enough crisis in this world. All you need is another one, right? And don't let it be your midlife crisis. Take care and God bless. We'll see you.